Hey guys, it's week 7 on Trans Guys Views, Saturdays with Chris. This week's topic is about how I knew I was trans. I guess I should give you some backstories. I was watching the other guys' videos and they had some similar tales, I should say. Which it's always interesting to see that your story kind of begins a lot like other guys' stories. So when I was young, I couldn't say that, I could differentiate between a boy or a girl, because to me it didn't matter. I liked playing with boys' toys just as much as I liked playing with girls' toys. I loved going outside playing football, riding bikes with the guys, having sword fights. We would do wrestling moves off of Transformers. Lots of crazy stuff that you shouldn't do, but I did it, and I'm okay. So, I didn't start realizing that there was a difference until, puberty hit. And it wasn't even the boys, it was the boys' parents that were like, hey, you shouldn't play with them because you could hurt her. And I was like, I'm not going to get hurt, I'm fine. But, eventually I had to find some girls to play with or whatever. And as I look back on it, even as a kid, I always played the guy role. Even when I went over to my friend's house, I'm sorry, not my friend's, my cousin's house, we would play house, just like kids always do, play Barbies, and I was always Ken, I was always the father, I was always the male role, and I felt very comfortable being that role. And, they told me I was the male role, I wanted to be the male role, and when they would suggest not being the guy role, I freaked out, because I didn't know what to do with myself. And, just like a lot of little girls, they think that when they grow up, they're going to get married and they have this lovely dress picked out, or they want to have kids. And it's like, I always wanted to have kids, but I knew that I would never carry the child. So that leads into AOL, and I would role play online, and I always was a male character. I always played a male character. I lied about my age, as most people do, online. And basically, I just got comfortable. So I started living sort of a double life. Online, anything to do with online, I was always Chris. And then when it came to other things, like real life stuff, then I was myself, but I still never felt comfortable in my own skin, but I never understood why. I always felt like a guy on the inside, but I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was not normal, and I thought that maybe one day I would grow out of it. Wasn't till, I've heard of the word transgender, but I really never understood it. I always thought that it was about basically, just a person wanting to look like the other sex. I didn't know that there was a body dysphoria or an inner feeling about it. So, I was really down a couple months ago. Some stuff wasn't going right in my life, and I was frustrated with just myself overall. And I googled man trapped in a woman's body, and then the word transgender popped up, and I was like, okay. So I read the definition, and it was everything that I felt. So that's how I knew. I'd lived this way for like 22 years, and I didn't know the word for it. I just thought it was something that, I thought it was a phase, I thought that this is not normal, the way I feel is not right. And the reason I felt this way is because I grew up in I wouldn't say sheltered life, but I kind of would say that. I mean, a lot of things, I'm probably going to tell you guys this story like 5 million times, but my mom and I were watching the MTV VMAs, Video Music Awards, and it was the one where Britney Spears and Madonna had kissed each other, and there was like this major, like my mom was like totally disgusted by it. And I mean, I even found out recently that she has certain suspicions about me, and she said she would pray for me, but I guess I need to stick to the topic because I'm getting into some whole other stuff. But my whole point is that I only found out recently, within the last couple months, what I was. Like I said, I just thought that the feelings I felt was not normal, that I needed to keep them inside, keep them hidden. I didn't tell anybody about it. I was living a double life. I was one way to a handful of people, and I was a completely different way to another group of people, and it was literally tearing me apart. But yeah, that's basically it. So I didn't get a chance to check out, see what next week's topic is, but make sure you come back, rate, subscribe, comment. I love your comments. Check out my personal channel, youtube.com/CWAR rated, and I'm doing some stuff on there, more about body dysphoria stuff, but just check it out, you know. Watch the other guys, they have great stories too, and come back next week to see what we're doing. Thanks.